You're listening to Family Today with Funmi Johnson.
Hello, this is Family Today. Woo! So it's that time of the year again to create New Year resolutions, and I know you've started writing yours. What if I told you this? And most New Year resolutions don't go beyond January. But I'm going to share with you 7 steps, and I will try to hold your hands throughout this year. But to do that, you may have to follow me and see when I drop the nuggets. So let's see what you can do. The starting point of setting goals this year is for you to project forward and think back. I will explain. Projecting forward and think back is you do an appraisal. By the way, I want to say this. I am not one of those that say I must get something this year, because I know God is more a God of season than a God of chronology. A lot of people are living pensive, melancholic life because they said, I must buy that car this year. And you don't even have money for the tire and you're upset. Whereas there are many great things that God has done in your life, but you forget all those ones just because that one thing is not there that you have said this year. So I don't want us to do that. I want you to take stock of your life. If you want to take a whole year or the last 3 years or the last 5 years. So what do I call the project? Project forward and think back. I always tell people this: make sure that you are benchmarking your own self. What did you set to achieve and where you are at? Practice what we call back from the future thinking. Project forward to the end of the next 12 months and ask yourself, if everything happens perfectly, what will it look like? So we've looked back, you've looked at what you did. Did you plan to drive? You wanted to buy the car, you don't even know how to drive. Maybe if all you achieved this year was that you learned to drive and you got a driver's license, that is step 1 now. Someone was planning to travel abroad and didn't have all the means, but this year he was able to get a passport. That's 1 step, because opportunity may come for you to travel. You don't get Nigerian passport overnight. You will need to have gone through some steps to get it. So you already have the passport. Clap for yourself. Rejoice. You don't have the money yet. You don't even have the visa yet, but at least you have the passport. So one quality of men and women who become leaders in their own lives and society throughout all history is a quality of vision. They have the ability to visualize. They can see the future well in advance of it becoming a reality. They can then see the steps that they will need to take to get from where they are to where they want to go. So being visionary is something that is important for you to succeed, not just in the next year, but every day of your life. So we're going to look at these 7 steps, and I want you to go with me. This is Family Today with Funmi Johnson. Whatever it is that you learn from this broadcast is going to help you become a better person within the family. And don't forget, every family donates to the society. That means gradually we will all become great people in the society. So step number 1, you need to decide exactly what you want. The Bible says a double-minded person is unstable in all his ways. Let him not think he will receive anything from God. What exactly do you want? This immediately moves you into a separate category of people, because most people have no idea what they really want. Clarity is the most important single quality of goal setting, and perhaps the most important single quality of success. Decide exactly what you want in each area of your life. Instead of fuzzy goals like more money, better health and happiness, be specific about exactly how much money you want to earn in a specific period of time, and combine that with exactly what level of health and fitness you desire. Let's break it down. I want to be able to buy a plot of land. In what area? Magboro, Ibafo, Lekki, Banana Island, Orange Island. Specific. That would be 1. Then the next thing, how much is this likely to cost? That would be another thing. Then how do I want to achieve that? Or I weigh 80 kilograms now. My BMI says I should be 69. I need to lose 11 kg. That's very specific. Or I drink 7 bottles of fizzy drink per week. I want to cut it down because I understand there are a lot of sugar, in these drinks. So I want to cut it down to maybe 1 bottle every other day. That's very specific. So first of all, decide what you want clearly. Clarity is the order of the day. Is the most important quality when you're setting a goal. Do you know that even for your children, if you're a parent, you can set the goal, I want to be praying with all my children every night for 5 minutes. We want to be able to have devotional, Bible study, every day. Set a goal. What do you want? You want to monitor the screen time for your children. It's very important. Children are getting too addictive to technology. So instead of screen time, I want to have activity time with them, at least maybe 2 hours every week, maybe on a weekend, rather than Saturday morning when you're busy tidying the house, you put them in front of television. You want to get them involved. These are clear goal setting that you need to do. Number 2, write the vision, make it plain. The number 2 step is to write it down. Can I give you the statistics? Only 3% of living adults anywhere, for that matter, have written goals. So do you have written goals? Break all these things down. Family, career, finance. Write it down and then set the goal. Everyone else that thinks about a written goal and plan to write them down someday, but they never get around to do it. Most people spend more time making a list of groceries before they go shopping or planning a vacation than they do in planning their lives. But again, this is not for you. Success begins with a pad or a paper, a pen, and a few minutes of your time. One of the most important keys to success is to think on paper. So number 2 point I'm saying to you is, whatever you have decided, that clear objective that we talked about, put it down on paper. Habakkuk says, write the vision, make it plain, so that they that run with it. Most times we don't get people to run with our vision because it is not written. This is a good time, husband, wife, to sit down and say, what do we want? What has happened in the past year? What do we expect or anticipate for this year? Write it down. Can we do that? Can we agree on that? I said I'm going to share 7 things. Number 3, set a deadline. It is a large goal. Set a series of sub-deadlines. A deadline acts as a forcing system on your subconscious mind and begins to move you towards your goal rapidly while it moves your goal towards you. Let's look at the goal of weight loss, for instance. If you are around my age bracket, they talk to us about a lot of metabolism issues. So what do you want to achieve? Has menopause caught up with you? Are you adding weight and you are not able to control it? You are not eating excessively, yet the waist around your stomach is getting larger and larger. So write down, what is your weight now? What is your weight goal? What did you use to achieve that? Is it the BMI or just listening to something? Okay, write it down. Now, you want to lose 11 kg before the end of this year. It's achievable. If you said you wanted 100, that would be scary. But 11 kg is achievable. And even if you are 100 kg deficit, you can start with 10, 20 as a goal set to achieve. Then you now say to yourself, how do I want to do it? Maybe 2 kg every month will be a good starting point. That's a good plan, because you may not make the 2 and you may make the 2. So you've given yourself room for failure, for setback. So at the end of the day, you will still be able to make it. Why are we saying this? If you don't break it down, you will not be able to measure if you are complying, and you would have spent 2, 3, 4, 5 months and discover that you've lost interest. Did you fail some exams? Do you want to pass this year? Have you looked back to see what you did wrong and now what you're going to do differently? Then set a goal, set a target, how you want to achieve it. Let's go to number 4. Now, this is the tricky part. You've already written the deadline. The 4th step is for you to make a list of everything you could possibly think of that you will have to do to achieve your goal. Everything. The more comprehensive your list, the more motivated you will become. You know, my husband set a goal. It sounded audacious because we normally have a plan. We do this meeting every end of year to plan our projection for the next year. And he said, I want to write 3 books. We're like, you want to write 3 books? You only wrote 1 book in 15 years. How are you going to write 3 books? And he said, I have a plan. I want to write 1 before Mother's Day. I want to write the second one by the middle of the year. And the third one, I will launch on my birthday. And as I'm speaking to you today, he wrote the 3 books within, I would even say within 9 months, all printed and published. So what did he do? He made it simple. He wrote down the plan. He had deadlines, timelines, and he started working towards it. He looked at all the obstacles that could prevent him from achieving it, and he was given solutions to tackle each one. The more comprehensive your list, the more motivated you will become. The more intense will be your desire, and the more you will believe it's possible. The rule of 100, it says if you spend 100 hours a year in any discipline, you will be better than 95% of the people in that field. That's 18 minutes a day. One of the things that hold people back is even if they get to the point of a written goal, they do not take the time to lay out a list of all the little things they will have to do to get there. And with additional experience, you will add new items to your list until it finally becomes complete. Taking a cue from my husband, he had to get different levels of editors. He also had to get, have a marketing plan. He had to do promotional materials, how he was going to do it, who was going to engage to do it. All these were involved, and that made it possible. And as you're listening to me today, I want you to know that it is also possible for you to achieve your goal this year, in the next year. What do you set to achieve? Write it down now. Now that you've written it down clearly, now write. What are the different things you need to do to be able to achieve that? Do you know someone did something? The person was working towards losing weight, and the person decided to go and buy very expensive clothes, 1 size less. He said, I'm going to buy it. I know I don't want to lose my money, so I will do everything within my power to ensure that I fit into that size. What do you want to do? Write it down. We have to go on a short break now. We're talking about how you prepare yourself for the following year. We continue this conversation after the short break.
Paul says it is better for a single man to marry than to burn. Are you single, married, widowed, separated, or divorced? Join me on Family Today.
Family Today with Funmi Johnson is one program that will bring you in alignment with who you truly are and open your mind to how you rock your significant interpersonal relationships while sidestepping the landmines, culture, religion, and society have laid in your path. Family Today with Funmi Johnson goes where others are shy to go and shines the light in the dark corners others have forgotten. Tune in at 11:30 a.m. every Friday to listen to Family Today with Funmi Johnson on Inspiration 92.3 FM.
You are welcome. You're welcome. We're talking about planning for the year. We've talked about the 4 things that you need to do. I'll just go over that quickly. Number 1, decide exactly what you want. Number 2, write it down. Number 3, set a deadline. And number 4, make a list of everything you could possibly think of that you will have to do to achieve your goal. Now, number 5, the 5th step of this goal setting is for you to take your list and organize it into a plan. What is a plan? A plan is really quite simple. It's a list organized by priority and importance. What's a plan? A plan is a list organized by priority and importance. You decide what you will do first and what you will do later. You decide what is more important and what is less important. And most of all, you decide upon the one thing that is more important than anything else that you can do immediately to begin moving more rapidly towards your goal. So let's look at a plan. I say to people, you must understand in writing a plan or setting a goal for your life, what is urgent and what is important. This is the way I was taught, and I will teach you that in just a few seconds. If something can wait to get a response, it may be important, but it's not necessarily urgent. But if something is both urgent and important, it means that it is important, but that answer must be given immediately. So you need to understand, if your friend is calling you and you're preparing for exam, it's important for you to talk to your friend, but it's not urgent. In that case, then you can devise, if someone calls you, send a text. Send me a text. By the time you say send me a text, the person will be able to communicate instantly what the person wants, and you may know whether it's something you need to break what you're doing for to answer or not. So a plan is a list organized by priority and importance. So I want you to write your plan now. What is your priority? You want to go back to school, so maybe you need to stop that dancing class for now because it's a distraction, and then go to school. Or you want to make more money. Maybe you need to stop hanging out with people that are always buying Ashwabi every month, and then save some money and see where you can learn some investments. So just make a plan. That's all you need for now. Let's go on to number 6. The number 6 point is for you to take action. This is the big killer for most people. They are procrastinators. They have great ideas combined with great hopes and great dreams. They may even get to the point of writing down their goals, but when it comes to taking action, they always have a reason or excuse to procrastinate, to put it off until a later time. Let me tell you something. The Bible says faith without work is dead. Procrastinators always have a better time to do it. And let me tell you something, the time to do it is now. So, when are you going to take action? Can you write the action step you want to take in the next 1 week with time and date? Do you need to put a call to someone? Do you need to drive and visit someone? Do you need to put in some money somewhere? What do you need to do? And number 7 is for you to do something every day to move you towards your major goal. Never let a day go by without you engaging in some action that helps you move another step in the direction of what you really, really want in life. Remember, you cannot hit a target that you cannot see. So, if you do not know where you're going, any road will get you there. This simple 7-step that I've shared with you, act on it exactly as I've said it. Clarity, write it down, set a deadline, make a list, organize the list into a plan, take action on the most important item on your list, and then start doing it. Measure what you do daily to see that you are journeying towards achieving that goal. Never give up. Have a passion to succeed. Stay positive. Stay optimistic, because you only have this one life to live. So I've told you how to succeed. One of the areas that people have issues is in the issue of money management. A lot of people are in debt. I was counseling a young man who was earning 100,000 a month, and this person has debt almost $1 million because he was engaged in all these people that say come and take money, and then you pay back. If you don't pay back, they now start compounding the money, and then he will now go to another loan shark to collect money, and at the end of the day he was owing almost $1 million. And I said, you earn 100,000 a month, how do you intend to ever pay back? You know, I know there's a clamp down on those people, so some of them folded up, so he was able to get off the hook. But that doesn't mean that he wasn't addicted to impulsive spending and spending beyond his means. I have just about a few minutes left. I want to teach you how to get out of debt this year. If you are in debt, listen to me. Oh yeah, everybody gather. First of all, write down how much you are owing. I call it debt consolidation. Say for instance, you are owing your mother, you are owing the cooperative of your organization, you are owing some friends. Gather all you're owing, write it down. Debt consolidation. loans, advances. It may even be good debts, mortgage, whatever. Some of you also get debts for, because some people say, oh, you don't have to travel abroad and sorrow. Come and collect debts to travel. I say, do you also collect debts for leisure? Growing up, my mom used to say to me, that is to say, if your mother dies, you don't go and buy stuff from the market, add it to your mother's inheritance, then you now start sharing. You share what she left. So why do you have to go and borrow money to go and impress people? If you cannot afford the ticket to go to Europe, you can afford the one that will take you from Lagos to Abuja. So travel there. And there are a lot of sites now coming up in Nigeria. There are a lot of beautiful sites to view, a lot of waterfalls, hills that you can watch. So if your goal is to break your passport and have access to international travel, then that becomes another thing. It's not just a vacation. And let me shock you, a lot of the travels Nigerians do is not vacation. All of you, 5 of you, go and stay in your cousin's house. There are also 5 with 1 bathroom in London. That is not vacation. That is suffering and smiling. But that's a conversation for another day. If you have not gone to that level where you can actually go on proper vacation, enjoy small vacation. Go from K2, go to Agbowa, in a good compound space, wake up and pluck, tomatoes and something, just fresh air, fresh effort to eat, and relax. Switch off your phone for 2 or 3 days, unwind, and be yourself. So, but we're not talking about that today. We're talking about debt consolidation. Consolidate all the debts. Okay? Now, when you're doing that consolidation, something's going to happen to you. Then you will realize that you're owing on your car and the interest rate is 36%. But you can actually decide to pay off your debt on the car, because there's another debt that is an angel investor. You are not paying any interest on that. And if that person that gave you the money is understanding, it may be cheaper for you to pay off the one that you're paying huge interest on. That happens when you're consolidating. You see, you're able to appraise objectively and decide how you want to go about it. Then it also helps you to prioritize and manage your finance. Say, for instance, we're talking about the guy that is owing almost $1 million and is earning 100,000. He can never get out of that debt in 1 year, because he would need to be paying off all his salary to be able to get out of the debt. So you want to now go and ask these people, your creditors, how do you pay and what do you pay first? I was talking to someone who bought wigs, and the wig was like, let me give you the 480,000, and this person was earning 250 a month. I say, you are living above your pay grade. For someone earning 250,000 a month, your wig should be 30,000-40,000. Can I hear yes? Wigs are also in grades. You're wearing the wig of people earning 1-2 million. People earning 5 million, they can wear wigs of 1.5-3 million. They can afford that. You can't afford it. And what are you trying to do? Maybe you're in the wrong association. You're mingling with the wrong people. So fortunately, the wig had not been sold. It was a fully done wig. It was in my financial reconstruction class. I said, can we call the wig vendor? And I spoke with the wig vendor. I said, Madam, this person has not used this wig and will not be able to pay you back for another 6 months because he's in deep debt. The woman was like, no, he has bought it. Once I said, yes, he has bought it. He's not confessing that he has bought it. It is just that this person cannot pay now. It may take her like a whole year. The vendor reasoned that even our old interest would have been wiped out by inflation if she waited up to a year. After a little persuasion, we were able to return it. We will return the wig. We will pay for delivery. If you receive it and it's in the correct shape and you can see that it's not been worn, will you take it back? Fortunately, the wig was still in the packaging and the woman took it back. If you're listening to me today, there is something that you have bought and you have realized that you don't need. Can you package it? Go on your knees and beg the vendor to take it back. Women, listen to me. The clothes you only want to wear it once, just to go and show them. Who is them? Who is them? Stop showing them. If you have not sewn it, if you have not cut it, if it's still in the package, return it. I'm talking about consolidating your debt. You see, why I'm talking about debt is because one of the things that weigh people down is borrowing. The Bible says the borrower is a servant to the lender. I've talked about how to plan the year, and I want you to live this year without debt. So, take a paper, write down what you're owing. Let's see if we can send some things back. The ones that we cannot send back, like food. And I want to warn you, please don't borrow for food. Food is the worst thing you can borrow. Because as soon as the food goes in 4 hours it goes out. Some people, perpetually you're borrowing for food. Don't do that. If you cannot afford shawarma, take your eba and efo and ilalasepo and be okay with it. Eat only what you can afford. Don't go to the restaurant that is above your pay grade. Just like clothes, shoes, they all have classes. Buy the one that you can afford. Do I desire the one that is good? Oh yes, desire it by all means. But don't buy it ahead of time. Debt is spending the money and the future that you have not attained. I won't talk much about this today because we don't have time. Because we're talking about planning the year. Remember the 7 points? Go back to it. If you miss any of the points, make sure you follow the Funmi Johnson, and you can get it from my Instagram, TikTok, Threads, or my YouTube channel, and you will learn more. But make sure that you are not a borrower. If anything, move from that quadrant to the quadrant of a lender. How do you become lender? If you stay tuned, I will teach you 7 things you can do to move you from being a debtor to a lender, and can make you to be super rich this year and the years coming ahead. I want to say to you, I love you, and God loves you, and He doesn't want you to be a debtor, and He doesn't want you to live a planless life. And if you want to know how to do better, follow the Funmi Johnson and you can learn more. We'll continue this conversation same time next week.
Family Today with Funmi Johnson is powered by the Capstone Church Without Walls.